What's going on, Legionnaires, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. If you're new to the channel, do me a favor and hit that sub button, hit the notification bell, and make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content we have coming out. Now, it's Saturday, which means it's time for some Indie Comics Weekend, where we cover at least one indie comic, giving them the spotlight. And for this video, we're going to be jumping into one of my favorite publishers, Unparalleled Comics. And this comic is Dragonfly issue number 1, freshly out of Kickstarter. Now, Unparalleled Comics does have another comic currently in Kickstarter, and that's Stellar Odyssey issue number 3. Now, we've covered Stellar Odyssey issue number 1 and 2 here on this channel, and I'll leave a link down in the description and at the top of this video so you can check that out. Get caught up on those, and then go support that comic. Go support the Kickstarter for issue number 3. Now, I have to say, I'm pretty freaking excited for Dragonfly. This is something I've been waiting for quite some time now. Ever since I started reviewing comics, I've been waiting specifically for this one because it really popped to me. It seems interesting, and I think you guys are going to enjoy it as well. Now, the writer is Brian Hawkins. Illustrator is Flavio Rodriguez. Colors is Avery Ferdinand. And letters is Francisco Zamora. And with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright guys, so in this issue we pick up in present day. And we have a man, Mr. Lombardi, Dominic Lombardi. And currently, he is sitting here being investigated, being interrogated, because Dominic is Dragonfly. Now, right now, he's slowly coming to. He's slowly waking up. Now, as he slowly starts to come to, they let him know that they've been watching him. They've been watching him for some time now, just waiting for him to pop out. Because the Dragonfly suit, it's something that he stole almost 2 years ago. Now, since the time that he's taking it, he's made some alterations, some modifications to it. And during their conversation, we get the hint that this suit was not always so compact into a backpack-like suit. And this is when these two individuals in black suit and tie, they tell him, they're like, we're gonna cut the BS. You've been on our radar for such a long time at this point, but after seeing what you did today, we want to work with you. And more importantly, our bosses, our higher ups, they want to work with you. The people you stole the freaking suit from, they want to work with you. They want you to put on the Dragonfly suit. They want you to keep wearing it. But before they hand the suit over to him, before they even give him details on why they would want him to keep the suit, they need to know what happened today. You know, right now something big is going down in Baltimore, and you have multiple dirt bike crews that are in all-out war in the streets. And this is what we're taken to earlier today. And we see the dirt bike gangs making their way up and down Baltimore streets, just waging war with one another, bullets flying in every single direction. Now, one crew, they're wearing blue. The other crew, they're wearing red. The dirt bike crew that's wearing red, they're carrying a package, and they're hightailing it, trying to escape. And it appears that the blue crew, they're the ones trying to steal whatever this item may be. Now, as this little battle rages on, they come blaring past Dominic's house. And as they come flying by, waging their war, he sees a woman and a young child that may get stuck in the crossfire. And so he runs over and grabs them and protects them. And it's just showing the true nature of Dominic. You know, regardless of having a suit on, regardless of being an absolute nobody in this situation, he still goes out of his way to help people, to save lives. Now, obviously, Dominic, he's PO'd now. Like, they just run by his house, blaring guns, almost killed the lady and her kid. Like, it's time to end this. It's time to bring these guys down once and for all. And this is where we see Dominic make his way back into his apartment building, going up the stairs into his apartment. He opens up a cabinet, moving a single plate. We see a door swish open, and just like that, Dominic comes out with the Dragonfly suit backpack on his back. And as he's making his way up to the roof, we see the suit manifesting around him, almost like nanotechnology. And as we see him climbing to the rooftop, he's kind of panting, kind of grunting a little bit. It seems like he's out of shape. He hasn't done this in quite a minute. He hasn't done any superheroing, but he makes his way to the roof, goes over, runs to the ledge, and leaps off. And this is where we see Dragonfly soar through the sky. Now, in hot pursuit of the dirt bike gangs, he's making his approach up onto these guys, but it looks like he ends up missing his target. They start shooting at him, and Dragonfly ends up in the windshield of a Baltimore police officer vehicle. And the cops are just like, what was that? What even are you? But he doesn't say anything. He just gets up and he takes off. And this is where we see him coming up on the dirt bike gang, and from his fist, 2 giant blasts of green energy. It throws these motorcycles all over the road, and just like that, this fight is over. And we see Dragonfly standing over the scene, people lying all over the place, motorcycles broken, police cars on fire, and that's when Dragonfly makes his exit. And so with this being taken care of, Dragonfly, Dominic, he heads back home. And making his way home, he runs into the woman that he saved today. You know, and she really wants to show her gratitude. He saved her and her son's life today. So for this, it's huge for her. It's very important. And she needed him to know how thankful she truly was that he was there today. And he kind of brushes it off. Like, you know, it's not a big deal. I was just in the right place at the right time, but I'm glad I was able to help you. Now, she's in a very pretty dress, and he asks, you know, are you going out? Like, what do you got going on? And she says that she's actually a singer at a club called Seldanos. And she invites him out for a drink. Well, at least says, you know, if you decide you want to come by, you aren't too busy, you know, stop in for a drink and I'll buy you a drink to say thank you again. Now, this is when we're back in present day, and he's sitting in this chair, and these two are getting filled in on this entire story. And he lets her know, you know, after that, that's when I woke up here. And that's because the bigger guy, you know, he tasered him. He says he got him real good. But this is when they let Dominic know that he's gonna have to make that date. Because the package that the dirt bike gangs were carrying, that metallic box, whatever was in it, it was delivered to that club. It was delivered to Seldanos. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Like I said, I've been highly anticipating this comic for quite some time now, and I'm very curious of where the story's gonna go. I'm very curious on why someone like Dominic would first steal this suit to begin with, and second, why they would let him keep such technology. And to go even further, I am so very intrigued on the power source of this. I don't know why I'm so fixated on this, but I've been hyper fixating on what his power source is. How is he able to shoot these giant green blasts that literally devastate an entire city street? And I'm also interested in the mechanics of how this suit flies, because you see on the back of the suit, there's an X-type shape, like you would see on a dragonfly's wings. Now, those do rotate. I'm just curious on the mechanics behind that. I'm really interested in the science behind this suit. It has me thoroughly intrigued. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Be sure to go check out their Kickstarter for Stellar Odyssey issue number 3. And also be sure to check out everything else that's coming out from Unparalleled Comics. Like I've said before, you know, they're one of my favorite indie comics. It's one of the first comics I started covering when I started doing the YouTube reviews, and I have absolutely loved watching every single one of their issues grow and watching their multiverse really expand, their universe really building up something. But yeah, let me know what you're going to think down in the comments. If you have not yet, do me a favor, hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, be sure to like this video, and until the next breakdown.